Hi, my name is Brina Maker. I am doing a strategic analyst on USPS and a little bit about USPS, which I also work for the company. It was established in 1775 and Benjamin Franklin was the first postmaster general, and he put into place a lot of aspects that we know in our mail system today. This information is from history.com, published by A&E Television Networks. A lot of things that we offer can also, in our retail stores, can also be found at USPS.com. This includes click and ship, where you can get prices and print your own labels. Informed delivery, it's a service we offer that can help tell you what mail you have coming, but I just recommend being careful with this because sometimes it's not always accurate. You can fill out a P.O. box form on USPS.com. This just saves you from standing in line at your local post office and saves time. Other things include change of address forms. Anytime you move, you always want to fill out a change of address form, because if not, then your mail's not going to be forwarded. And sometimes we get very important information in the mail that we don't want to miss out on. You can request to have your mail held. Say if you're going out of town or something and you're going to be gone, you don't want your mail sitting in your mailbox for somebody to take, you can always fill out a hold card, or you can call and ask your post office to hold your mail. One of the features on the site is calculate and price. If you're looking for shipping costs, to get a rough idea of how much it's going to cost, this would be good for if you're needing something there by a certain time, or international. Zip code lookup, if you know what town you're looking for but you don't know the zip code, you can go to USPS.com. Personally, I just use Google, but that's up to you. And so that's just a few things that's on the website that they offer that is also offered in retail stores. For me personally, a lot of my time is dedicated to scanning packages and delivering mail to P.O. boxes. I sell stamps, shipping and packaging supplies, money orders, things like that. Moving on to revenue. So I found my 10K report for USPS, and for the year ended in September, as of September 30th, 2023, operating revenue for 2023 was, it says 78 million, but I think that's a misprint. It's supposed to be billions. I'm not 100% sure. So, but that was for operating revenue. But since 2022 report, this is actually a decrease in operating revenues. So, it's about a 6 million net loss for USPS, versus in 2022 they had a net income of 56 million. So what is USPS mission? I got a USPS mission statement right from USPS.com. I have it quoted as The Postal Service mission is to provide the nation with reliable, affordable, universal mail service. Moving forward with my external analysts, what are some industries that USPS competes in? USPS competes in a wide variety of communication media, and this includes and not limited to newspapers, telecommunication, television, email, social networking, and electronic funds transfers. Package and express delivery have national and local competitors. So I know there's like Expressi.com. I think that's what it didn't specify, but I know there's some competitors out there that compare to our Priority Mail Express. First Class Mail, its biggest competitor is our digital communication. So I would say anything like social media, emailing. This takes away from people mailing letters or cards or invitations. They might do like a Facebook event and invite you to a birthday party. Businesses will send out emails versus sending out letters in the mail. Another thing is digital technology such as online bill payment. This offers a way for you to pay your bills online versus having to come in and mail a check or a money order. Marketing mail competitors include digital forms of advertising. So this includes your social media. This can include the commercials on YouTube, advertisements on Facebook, and things like that. For shipping packages, some of the biggest competitors are FedEx, UPS, United Parcel Service, Amazon, and other national, regional, and local delivery companies. Some that wasn't listed I can think of is like Budget, and that was the only one I could think of. I know there's more, but yeah. So moving forward with my pastel framework, I think that's how you pronounce that. So politically, in the 2022 10K report, you have it mentions changes with the union. So for USPS, you have the option to become part of the union or not part of the union, and if there's any changes, this could affect you in terms of becoming it as being a union member. This can be found on page 14 of that 10K report. Economically, so USPS is experiencing posted price changes. So in 2024, I know right off the bat in January, there's going to be a price change for first class mail letters that are 1 ounce. They're going, stamps or postage is going up by 2 cents, so from 66 cents to 68 cents. So we're seeing an increase there due to inflation, cost of living, and so on and so forth. Some other things are changing, like international postcards and letters that are 1 ounce. I believe at the beginning of 2023, 3. When I first started working, they were like $1.25 or something like that. And then right now they're $1.50, and they're going to go up to $1.55. We're also going to see increases in shipping. So for USPS Ground Advantage, we're going to see a 5.4% average increase in shipping costs. For Priority Mail Service, it's going to go up 5.7% average increase. In Priority Mail Express Service, which is our most expensive shipping option, is going to go up 5.9% average increase. And I got this from 2024 postage price change. It didn't have an author, but this was from November 15th of 2023. So that's current. I know in 2023 we've seen 2 postage increase on forever stamps, packages, and things like that. Also P.O. boxes. P.O. box rent went up. And so some other economic effects that we might see are fuel prices. This can be found on page 14 of the 10K report. So that we're also going to see this in transportation expenses. Foreign exchange rates, interest rate risk include to continue with my economic effects on the USPS, this can include fuel prices. In 2022, there was 1% increase in fuel and natural gas that resulted in $35 million increase for USPS expenses. Other things that are a risk factor for USPS economically are foreign exchange rates, interest rate, and things like that. Moving on with technology, USPS relies heavy on computer systems and technology to manage the delivery of mail, process transactions, summarize results, and manage our business. The failure or disruption could affect business operations and financial results. And I got this from page 12 of the 10K report. And this is very true, because if we lose internet, we aren't able to follow through with sales or close out what we call our E1412, which is, for me, my accounting, keeps track of my stamp sales, money orders, and tells me how much I need to make my deposit for. Some other effects that technology might have on USPS is if there was any cybersecurity threats that can cause breaches in our system or make our systems inoperable. Like if any customer information was to get leaked, this could upset customers and we'll lose customers from it. Also, third-party technologies and systems are subject to cybersecurity attacks as well. Some recent and projected cash restraints could cause risk to future operational performances. So this may cause issues with continuing advancements in technology for offices. They may be trying to convert manual offices into RSS offices, which is a different system, which keeps better accountability of sales. So that can cause, cash constraints can cause, those type of delays and cancellations. And that's just not for technology. This could be for transportation equipment as well. While USPS competitors are investing in advanced technologies, USPS could lose its competitive advantage. Aging facilities, equipment, and transportation could result in a loss of business and increased cost. This is all from page 13 of the 10K report. This is very much true because they're talking about closing a lot of the smaller offices because they're not bringing in revenue. They can't update the equipment, and it's just, it's not looking good for us smaller offices. Okay, moving forward with ecological impact on USPS. This can include things environmentally. So, coming from USPS.com, risk factors, quoting adverse weather conditions or natural disasters such as hurricanes, tornadoes, things like that, can cause damage to property and disrupt operations of USPS. You never really hear on the news about facilities being damaged and having to recover from that. So I feel like that's really an important one because, that stops people and customers from getting their mail or being able to ship packages and having to travel a longer distance to mail things. And then on page 16 and 17 of the 10K report, it talks about how the 2020 pandemic had an unpredictable impact on U.S. and global economy, supply chains, local labor markets, consumer and commercial behavior, and then you have to consider that USPS could be affected by future pandemics, epidemics, natural disasters, and things like that. And then for your legal impact, coming from page 15 of our 10K report, there are existing laws and regulations that USPS must follow by, and it limits USPS from coming out with new products, services, enter new markets, generate new revenue, and manage our structures and how we operate. Moving forward to my internal analysts of USPS, when I did my internal analysis for 2022 based on my 10K report, marketing mail was a strength that I felt like was big for USPS in 2022, but in 2023, marketing mail actually sees a decrease in its revenues. So I had to go back and look over 2023, and so I kind of have an internal analyst and external analyst from my 2022 report, 10K report, and then one from my 2023. So something that didn't change I noticed was with my first class mail, and since 2020, first class mail has actually increased in revenues. So when I looked back at the revenue chart on the 10K report, in 2021, I believe it was like 28 million in revenue, and in 2023 it was 31 million. I don't know, there's an increase. I have a chart here. Where'd you go? Okay, well, this is one of the charts that I found on the report for 2023, and it has first class mail operating revenue of 23,999,000 or 990,000, and then that was in 2022 versus 2023. It went up by 515 million. So we've seen a 2.1% increase in first class mail since last year's report. And in last year's report, marketing mail revenue was increased since 2021, but since then the marketing revenue has actually went down for marketing mail, and so I don't think marketing mail is going to continue to be a competitive advantage because of technology. They're advertising on your media, social medias like Facebook, YouTube, anything like that. The other thing was shipping prices for 2023, or I guess I should say revenue for shipping and packages increased about 1%. So those are some key business units that I feel like drive the company revenue are within our shipping and packaging, and then within our first class postage. So I definitely feel like USPS has a competitive advantage in first class mailing, because I don't think it's offered like at Amazon, FedEx, things like that. I think it's just USPS offers first class mailing, and it's at cheap rates. So anything under an ounce or at an ounce would be the 66 cents, and then if you have an additional ounce, so it's 2 ounces or in between 1 and 2 ounces, then you can buy additional ounce stamps, which are 24 cents. This also includes flat rate envelope services, so anywhere from $1.35 to it can go up, I think, to 4 ounces, and then anything over 4 ounces would be considered package, and it would be more for postage. So if we continue on to my SWOT analysis, some of the strengths that I included for my internal analysts is increase in revenue for the first class mail since 2022. It went up 515 million, but there was a decline of about 3 billion pieces of mail. So I would say a good majority of that was probably the marketing mail, because if I go down to my weaknesses, I include to go on and say that marketing mail seen about a 7.7 billion piece decline. So that's going to impact mail volume as well if they are if they are paying first class mail prices for marketing mail. So, and then I found that on page 20 of the 10K report for 2023. And then for shipping and packages, we've seen a 1% increase, although there was a decline of 2.4% in volume of packages. And so the increase in revenues for those two is probably due to the price change that we've seen in both January of 2023 and in July of 2023, where stamps went up and postage for packages went up. Moving on to weaknesses. So other decreases in revenue included international mail, where we've seen an 8.2% decrease in revenue, and then also a 3.9% decrease in periodical revenue and a 12% volume decline. And then the marketing mail, we've seen 920 million decrease in revenue with the 7.7 billion piece decline. So what are some opportunities that I see for USPS? I definitely see room for technology improvement. And this is because there are so many offices already that do not have advanced technology, and so better computer systems, this can include transportation and scanners that we use to scan packages, things like that. I definitely see an opportunity for USPS to try and push for those technology improvements. The next thing would be improving service reliability by increasing delivery time. And this goes along the lines of when we ship Priority Mail Express, it's 1 to 2 day guaranteed, and if those are declined, or my goodness, I can't talk. If those are delayed, then people are going to be less likely to use them because, they're paying for the service to get there in 1 to 2 days. But say it takes 3 days to get there. A lot of people don't realize that it's 1 to 2 day money back guaranteed. So if we don't get there in that 2 days or when it says on that package, you are guaranteed your money back on Priority Mail Express. And you can see that with Priority Mail as well, as it's 1, 2, or 3 day guaranteed, but a lot of times it's not. And especially around the Christmas time, where we're in our peak, it's taking packages longer to move through the system, and you're just going to see a lot of delays in packages and stuff. But Priority Mail is not guaranteed, so you're gonna pay, the flat rate for priority, but your package ain't gonna get there when we say it's gonna get there, and that's gonna drive customers away from that service, which is probably one of our biggest. I don't want to say revenue, but for revenue, because a lot of people use USPS ground or first class packages when it was a thing. So, what are some threats that I see with USPS? So, transportation expenses. We talked about this a little bit earlier. This can include, fuel prices. The drivers have to fix their trucks, and that can be an issue. Technology and cybersecurity attacks and digital communication can be a threat for USPS. And we're seeing a decrease in mail volume, and I think that's a threat for USPS, because that means a lot of people are moving to other sources like social media. And so in 2022 there was 127 billion pieces of mail moved, compared to 116 billion pieces in 2023. And this is from page 36 of the 10K report. And that's probably in the lines of the decrease in marketing mail. So that weakness is going to cause threats for USPS. Technology is going to cause threats because we rely heavily on it for our everyday activities with USPS. Then we're going to see threats with other shipping companies like FedEx, UPS, Amazon, and so those are competitors that we have to worry about coming before USPS. So moving forward to generic business level strategy that I think USPS follows. I think they follow differentiation, because if they were a cost leadership, then they would be working on lowering costs to have a cost advantage, and that is not the case. Especially after seeing 2 increases in 2023, and we're probably going to see those increases in postage, such as forever stamps, package services, PO boxes, things like that, twice a year. We might see PO boxes only once a year, but I think they're trying to offer higher value to their customers than their competitors can, and they do have unique features to their products. One of them being the express mail. It is 1 to 2 day delivery guaranteed, or your money back. If it's not there by the expected delivery, then you get your money back. That's a unique feature of the Priority Mail Express. Priority Mail has up to $100 insurance free, and it comes with tracking. You can also add more insurance to that if you want to. And then forever stamps, those are going up, so those are part of the differentiation business level strategy that they're trying to keep those features, unique features, while keeping the cost the same in similar levels, allowing the firm to charge higher prices to its customers. So, yeah, definitely differentiation. And another thing is the money order fees. To keep money orders, they are increasing the fees for money orders as well. So the key strategic issue that I see with USPS is a decrease in volume moving through the mail system and into offices. So the decrease in mail volume in smaller offices is going to affect us big time, because then it's showing then like the higher ups that their mail volume's not that much, so we can just combine it with another office to save money and like rent and not having to pay another worker to work in that office. So, that marketing mail with the 7.7 billion pieces decline, that's going to affect a lot of offices because that revolves around time, and moving those pieces of mail through the mail system and not having that volume is going to take away from employees like myself in smaller offices. It's hard to see how marketing mail revenue can go from increasing 1.4 billion in 2022 10K report to decreasing 920 million by 2023. Well, on page 21 of the 10K report for 2023, it talks about how advertising spending has declined because of the economic pressures, so inflation, and it's hard for businesses to keep up with media production costs, and so even though marketing mail is still bringing in revenue for USPS, what are some ways that USPS can push marketing mail to keep flowing through our offices? And one recommendation I have is to try and to instead of increasing marketing mail postage, try decreasing it and see if we can't get that the volume back. Companies are spending so much in production costs to create their marketing advertisements that they can't afford postage, or don't want to spend money on postage when they can post it on social media and stuff like that. So maybe it's just one of those areas where increasing prices is going to hurt USPS. So decreasing prices would be better, because if not, you're going to lose a lot of businesses. And they're going to, even though there's an increase in shipping for first class, it's possible that as they keep decreasing these things, people are just going to turn away from mailing letters. Instead, they're going to send money via Facebook or PayPal or something like that, instead of sending a card for birthdays or something like that, and or Christmas cards. So I really think that even though they're trying to increase revenues, and so far we've seen an increase in revenues for 2023. With the 2 increase in prices for postage, I think that as the years move along, they might start seeing a decrease in those revenues as well, because people can't afford to pay $13.20 for a book of stamps to mail 20 letters, or people are going to start, instead of mailing their payments to Ameren or their water bills or whatever, they're going to start just paying them online, because they don't want to pay the postage, because it just keeps going up. And I think that's what's happening with marketing mail, is it just keeps going up, and businesses don't want to pay to mail those things out anymore, so they're going to go digital, and they're going to do what saves them money, instead of spend money on a company that's also trying to save money. But that's just part of businesses. So I really feel like if marketing mail is bringing in 7.7 billion pieces of mail, maybe USPS needs to focus a little bit more on decreasing the costs for marketing mail instead of raising costs, because that's going to hurt us with those. So yeah, that's my recommendation. And that wraps up my strategic analyst. And for USPS, I hope you learned a little bit about USPS.